Hey you. Yeah, you.
Come a little closer.
Eye of the storm is coming up right now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Simone Thomas.
And I'm Dylan Terrell. Let's see what's been going on in the news this past week. Earlier this week in Rome, a man approached Cardinal Angelo Comastri of the Vatican with an odd proposition. The mystery man was offering 2 Michelangelo originals that were stolen from the Vatican in 1997. Cardinal Comastri refused the offer and notified the Swiss guard, who launched an investigation. It is still unclear if the man who originally offered the Cardinal the documents in fact stole them, but as the investigation continues, the mystery man will be revealed and the documents found.
In a decision that is sure to bring a smile to the faces of both students and parents, the university announced in January that it would be freezing tuition and fees for the next year. On the Staten Island campus, undergraduate tuition will be reduced by $10,370, but graduate tuition will stay the same. President Bobby Gempisaw said in a statement, St. John's is aware of the significant financial challenges facing college students and their families. We are taking this action in effort to help alleviate those burdens. More than 96% of St. John's students currently receive generous financial aid packages, which also greatly assist students in affording the high cost of attending this university.
This past week, President Obama and 70,000 marchers remembered the 50th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in Selma, Alabama. Protesters and civil rights activists walked the Edmund Pettus Bridge as they did 50 years ago. Obama made a speech under the bridge saying, "In one afternoon 50 years ago, so much of our turbulent history, the stain of slavery and anguish of civil war, the yoke of segregation and tyranny of Jim Crow, the death of 4 little girls in Birmingham, and the dream of a Baptist preacher, all that history met on this bridge." The city had a more than expected attendance due to the Oscar-nominated movie Selma and the recent police protests. According to CNN, people wore t-shirts and buttons in protest that read, "I Can't Breathe" from the recent Eric Garner case and Black Lives Matter from Michael Brown's. Obama talked about the importance of the gathering, saying, "We gather here to celebrate them. We gather here to honor the courage of ordinary Americans willing to endure billy clubs and the chastening rod, tear gas and the trampling hoof. Men and women who, despite the gush of blood and splintered bone, would stay true to their North Star and keep marching towards justice."
Yik Yak, the bulletin board app, is a smash hit among college students, but a pain in the butt for many administrators. The hook of this app is that it's completely anonymous, meaning that users can speak freely and throw caution to the wind. However, the app is being increasingly used in destructive ways. There have been multiple accounts of users yakking racist and homophobic comments, bomb threats, and even intentions of gang rape. Yik Yak's creator, Tyler Droll, and Brooks Buffington will cooperate with the police if things start to get out of hand, but their top priority is privacy. I guess the First Amendment means that you can say whatever you want, not necessarily that you should.
Our very own Anthony Ferrara has discovered a hidden gem in Queens. Let's see what he's found.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony Ferrara and we're standing right outside Gonda Sushi, one of the most notable places around the St. John's University campus. Let's go in and check it out. What is your personal favorite here?
I like the spice tuna, like dragon, like that. Yeah.
Any special deals or discounts?
Oh yeah, of course, sure.
Really? Oh, that's awesome. Did you always know how to make sushi before you got here?
Yes.
Where'd you learn?
And my country,
Where are you from?
I'm Korea.
Do you mind if I could ask you for a order of some chicken fried rice?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect, I can't wait. Well, that's it for me, guys. Hopefully you come down and get a piece of your food at Gonda Sushi. I'm Anthony Ferrara. Back to you guys in the studio.
Oh man, it looks delicious. I can't wait to check it out. But next we turn to Annabelle Maddow, who attended the jazz band's cabaret night.
Hi everyone, do you hear that? Tonight we will be attending St. John's University's jazz band's first ever cabaret night. They will be playing jazz pieces from the 1930s to the 1970s. Are you ready? Let's go listen.
We have not produced our own event. So we decided this year, let's make it happen. And we decided to have a fun night with food, friends, raffles, and you know what? We wanted to find a bunch of ways to bring people in to see what the jazz band is all about. And so far, we've been having a fun night.
And what else do you guys do as a club?
Well, as a club, we meet every Wednesday in Marillac, and we work on songs throughout the year, and we perform at different events throughout the year. And we just really like to play music and just have a lot of fun doing that. If anyone is interested in joining the jazz band, come by Marillac Auditorium Wednesday nights at 7:30. We have auditions at the beginning of every semester, but if you want to come by and learn what it's about, we'd love to have you on board and to give you the spiel.
So tell me, how did you get started here at Jazz Band?
I had gone to an activities fair because I was new to the school. I hadn't really met anyone yet. I had an idea of what I wanted to do, that was musical theater. And ironically, I haven't done that yet at all. I got started with jazz band after Dylan, he is the president of jazz band. He said that they were having auditions, and I'm like, vocal auditions? He's like, no, they're primarily a instrumental band. But after I had auditioned, they pulled me in.
Are there any more events we should be looking out for?
The next major one that we're going to be doing as of late is on April 8th, the Performing Arts Concert, where we're going to be sharing the bill in the Little Theater with chapel players, the Mixed Chorus, and the Voices of Victory Gospel Choir. So that's a lot of fun. I think that's the event that we get the most people. It's our largest audience, so we really like to get prepared for that one. We really like to go all out on that one. So I really, really want people to come. So April 8th, and it's 4 MVP points if you swipe. So.
For all of you arts fans out there, be sure to check out the Performing Arts Concert on April 8th in the Little Theater. This has been Annabelle Maddow, WRAD-TV.
What a great night of music. Speaking of music, let's talk to TV Club's Dylan DeFeo for his jazzy music review.
Hello and welcome to St. James University. I'm Dylan DeFeo. Well, it's March, which means that music festival season for the tri-state area is right around the corner. Recently, the lineups for several major festivals were released to the public, and the headliners are positively groovy. The most recent one to come out was for the Gathering of the Vibes Festival in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where jam bands and classic rock come together to rock out. Headliners there include Wilco, Weezer, The String Cheese Incident, Greg Allman, Ben Harper, and the Gaslight Anthem. Artists also on the bill that you need to watch out for, EDM trio Moon Hooch and soul band Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings. Moon Hooch makes techno music with just a drummer and 2 saxophones hooked up to special effects, which knocked me on my butt when I saw them open for They Might Be Giants a few years back. And Sharon Jones is cancer-free and singing stronger than ever, with the Dap Kings laying out that backbeat. Gathering of the Vibes will be July 30th to August 2nd. In our fine city, the biggest festival of the year is perennially Governor's Ball, this year touting luminaries such as The Black Keys, Drake, My Morning Jacket, Weird Al Yankovic, St. Vincent, Deadmau5, Charlie XCX, and Bjork. Artists to look out for there, blues rocker Benjamin Booker and experimental hip-hop artist Flying Lotus. Booker is burning up the festival circuit and has been touring alongside Jack White and Australian indie up-and-comer Courtney Barnett. And Flying Lotus is bringing his unique brand of hip-hop beats, psychedelia, and so-called IDM, intelligent dance music, to the main stage. Governor's Ball will be on Randall's Island from June 5th to the 7th. In some sad news, however, the jazz community in New York lost some of its most iconic figures in the past several weeks, most recently mourning the death of trumpeter Lou Soloff. Soloff was known for his work in the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra and the Mingus Big Band, but most prominently for his work in the seminal 1970s jazz rock band Blood, Sweat, and Tears. He passed away on March 8th at the age of 71. On March 1st, prolific producer Orrin Keepnews passed away at the age of 91. Keepnews was known for his work on the soundboards for such artists as Sonny Rollins, Wes Montgomery, and most prolifically Thelonious Monk. He was also known for his work in jazz criticism and writing. And on February 21st, legendary trumpeter and flugelhornist Clark Terry died at the age of 94. In a career spanning nearly 70 years, Terry has appeared on over 900 recordings, making him the most recorded jazz musician in history. We'll miss these guys, but their legacy survives in the music that they created. And on a lighter note, the weather has taken a turn for the warm and spring is on the way, so we have this week's top 10 as the top 10 songs of springtime. At number 10, it's the standard It Might As Well Be Spring. That's for everybody who puts on shorts the second the thermostat breaks 30 degrees, because hey, it might as well be spring. At 9, we have Spring Cleaning by Fats Waller, a light-hearted romp that reminds us to rid our house of clutter and the disease of winter. At 8, Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, which is a good one to play after you remember that there is in fact grass on your lawn. At 7, we have Beautiful Day by U2, which reminds us to get outside and revel in the joy of being far, far away from Bono. At 6, we have Spring from Antonio Vivaldi's Four Seasons Suite. Perhaps if you're on vacation enjoying the weather, you can listen to the Four Seasons Suite in a Four Seasons Suite. At number 5, we have More of This by folk rock band Vetiver, because once we're given a taste of spring, we want nothing else. Number 4 is Island in the Sun by Weezer, because after months upon months of cold and dread, 45 degrees feels like a Caribbean island. At the number 3 spot, we've got Sunshine Superman by Donovan, because nothing is quite crippling like the cold kryptonite of winter. At number 2, we have Why Does the Sun Shine by They Might Be Giants, because even though the warmth is nice now, you'll be cursing the sunshine when the heat gets oppressive in June. And at the number 1 spot, we have Happy by Pharrell Williams, because it's a feel-good tune that at the end of winter just says it all. That's all for me today. For more of the best music, tune into the Soul Kitchen on WSJU Radio every Wednesday at 1:30 and listen to our SoundCloud page for past episodes. Enjoy the sun, everybody. Take care.
I'm definitely going home and downloading some of Dylan's suggestions tonight.
Same here, Simone. Have you seen any movies lately?
Not really, but our movie critic Mike Bonafati has got the skinny on all the films you should be seeing this weekend.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Bonafati, and this is Red Storm Reviews. On today's segment, we're going to be talking about a few movies that are coming out this week. And if you're not interested in any of those movies, don't worry, we still have other movies that are still in the headlines to this day. First, we have Cinderella. Based on the fairy tale and very popular Disney movie, when her father unexpectedly passes away, young Ella finds herself at the mercy of her cruel stepmother and her daughters. Never one to give up hope, Ella's fortune begins to change after meeting a dashing stranger in the woods. Forget Tinder, the woods is where it's at. Next, we have the movie called Run All Night, starring Liam Neeson and Ed Harris. Mobster and hitman Jimmy Conlon has one night to figure out where his loyalties lie, with his estranged son Mike, whose life is in danger, or his longtime best friend, mob boss Sean McGuire, who wants Mike to pay for the death of his own son. So that's all the movies coming out this week, but we're not finished. Since it's a slow week and not a lot of the movies are coming out this week, there are still plenty of other movies that are already out. Currently, the #1 movie in America is Chappie, starring Hugh Jackman. In the near future, crime is patrolled by a mechanized police force. When one police drone, Chappie, is stolen and given new programming, he becomes the first robot with the ability to think and feel for himself. Next, we have Focus, starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie. In the midst of his veteran con man, Nicky's latest scheme, a woman from his past, now an accomplished femme fatale, shows up and throws his plans for a loop. Finally, for horror fans, there is a new movie called The Lazarus Effect, starring Olivia Wilde. A group of medical students discover a way to bring dead patients back to life. Well, that's all for Red Storm Reviews. Back to you guys.
Well, looks like I'm going to be watching Cinderella this weekend.
Definitely. Now it's time to check in with our gossip guru, Iris and Brianna.
Thanks, Simone. I'm Iris Olivia, and I've got all the dirt from this past week. Actor Sean Penn stirred up controversy when he presented the Best Picture award during the Oscars last month. Before he presented the award to Berman director Alejandro Iñárritu, Penn raised a lot of eyebrows when he explicitly asked who gave this director his green card.
Oh my God.
Although countless people felt that this comment was insensitive and racist, Iñárritu found it hilarious and said that it was a kind of brutal relationship that they have. Sean Penn has no plans to apologize for his comment, as it was considered an inside joke in his eyes.
Now, we understand that their relationship is their relationship.
Right.
But when it's to an open audience like that, it's so inappropriate.
Right. It should be cut. Like, we don't know your life, so just keep it in between you two and not, for the rest of America to know.
Exactly. Yeah. This Saturday, Chris Evans dressed as Captain America while visiting a Seattle Children's Hospital along with Chris Pratt. You can imagine the children's faces when they walked into their rooms. Last month, before the Super Bowl 49, Pratt, a Seahawks fan, and Evans, a Patriots fan, had a Twitter bet agreeing that whoever loses had to dress up as their Marvel superheroes and visit a children's hospital in their respected hometowns. Even though the Patriots and Evans both won, the two actors decided to make surprise visits. According to New York Daily News, Evans and Pratt raised more than $27,000 between both hospitals since the beginning of the year. They really are some true superheroes.
That's amazing that they actually took the effort out of their lives to go do that.
Exactly, and it's like, it really came from the heart and it was genuine.
It was true. Now, I'm going to be a Carolina Panthers fan, home state, but it's
And I'm definitely #Team Chris's, so.
Thank you. Anyways, so these days, it's not uncommon to find American walking around in a Bob Marley t-shirt. However, oftentimes people forget where the Marley and other reggae artists' lifestyle came from and the style of it. Reggae's music originated in Jamaica, and recently the country's officials have been taking measures to formally establish the genre as part of their culture. They plan on designing an authentic reggae as well as adding reggae to the UN's list of cultural aspects of their country. Although this style is appreciated all around the world, it is safe to say that reggae is Jamaica's one love. One love.
Let's get together and feel all right. That's the scoop for this week. Back to you guys.
I think I gotta learn the words of that song a little bit more. I gotta do that.
Thanks, ladies. We've got Ariana Urena here to tell us about her reading list.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Happy Reading. I'm your host and fellow bookworm, Ariana Urena. One of the things I love most about reading is that we get to experience things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to, and understand things that may usually be, well, a little difficult for us to grasp. Our book of the week is an award-winning novel written by Lucy Christopher titled Stolen, A Letter to My Captor. It tells the captivating story of 16-year-old Gemma, who was kidnapped in an airport and taken to the Australian wilderness. Her captor, Ty, isn't exactly like other antagonists you may have read about. In his own unconventional way, Ty is in love with Gemma. His character is oddly likable, and Christopher does an impressive job of making her reader forget who the bad guys really are. A problem you'll discover that Gemma herself seems to be dealing with. For those of you who are fans of Shonda Rhimes scandals, and if you aren't, you totally should be, you'll find yourself in the familiar predicament of rooting for a relationship that you would typically find reprehensible. This novel redraws and repositions the lines of right and wrong, telling a story of Stockholm Syndrome like you've never heard it before. So go out, support your local bookstore, and pick up a copy of Stolen and enjoy. All right, guys, as always, it's been a pleasure sharing my book obsession with you. I'm Ariana Urena, and until next time, happy reading. Thanks, Ariana. Finally, it's time for Ryan to tell us what's been going on in St. John sports. Here's SportsWire.
Before we take on SportsWire, here is our own Amy Zimmer, who interviewed walk-on Kadeem Jai to talk about a possible tournament run.
I'm Amy Zimmer, joined by senior forward Kadeem Jai from the St. John's men's basketball team. Kadeem, you guys just finished the regular season. You're entering the Big East tournament. You guys finished with a Big East winning record. What has been the key to your success this season?
This season, I think it's been our maturity and a sense of like, we got to do it this year since we're all seniors. At least, the core of the team. So that's why I feel like, we had a lot of success this season.
And entering the Big East tournament as the number 5 seed, what are you guys focusing on to be successful?
We're focusing on just the things we've been doing good, like just, making the right plays, listening to coach, and just, just playing together.
And being a senior and native from Queens, how's it been to represent your hometown?
It's really cool. A lot of my friends, come hit me back up and like, wow, you're going to be in the tournament representing, your hometown. So it's pretty cool.
I'm Amy Zimmer, WRED TV.
Thanks, Amy. Unfinished business has been the mantra for St. John's men's basketball season. Unfinished business in the sense that that this collective group that once called themselves the Fresh Five has never reached the NCAA tournament, or in that matter, has never won a Big East game. The last time St. John's won a Big East game, 2010-2011, when St. John's knocked off Rutgers in the controversial Jim Burr game. But nonetheless, Lavin's crew had the opportunity on Thursday afternoon to right the ship and earn that first Big East tournament win. St. John's got out to a fast 7-0 run before the Friars scored 18 unanswered points and pounded the Johnnies up and down the court and won decidedly 74-57. LaDante Henton had a double-double with 20 points and 12 rebounds. Chris Dunn also had a double-double with 17 points and 11 dimes. Sophomore Rashid Jordan led the Red Storm with 18 points off the bench, while the starting lineup that consisted of 4 seniors scored a combined 30 points. However, Red Storm fans, there's not too much to worry about. Since St. John's win over Georgetown on Senior Day, ESPN bracketologist Joe Lunardi has St. John's in as a lock, despite losing their last 2 games by a combined 54 points. So be optimistic about the team, Johnny Nation, because your team will be heard on Selection Sunday. The women's basketball team is looking to make its 6th NCAA tournament appearance in a row, a feat that hasn't happened in the program's history. But with a first-round thriller last year in Tennessee, the Johnnies are led by Aaliyah Hanford and Denasia Grant, along with a veteran core. With Selection Monday just a couple of days away, the team will look to extend its recent history. That'll do it for SportsWire. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, gents. All right, that does it for this week's episode of Eye of the Storm. For all the latest content, be sure to like us on Facebook and to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WREDTV.
Be sure to visit WREDTV.com to see all the latest productions, visit the Hall of Fame, and to learn more about how to be a part of our broadcast.
See you next time. I'm Dylan Terrell.
And I'm Simone Thomas. Thanks for watching.